Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Relationship Talk with the Wedderburns. We're just going to spend a few minutes and just allow others to just quickly join. Just a few minutes. We've got 3 people on. Let me see who we've got on. Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday to you. We've got Afia and Shamik on. Thank you so much. Can I just ask you all to just share for us? Just share with your friends on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Shamik, I haven't seen you in a long while, in a minute, they would say. Lovely. Oh, thank you so much, Afia. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yes, so today we are going to be, hey, hi, Pastor Ezekiel, how are you?
Bless you, man of God. Bless
you. How are you and the family? Thank you so much for joining. Brilliant. You can talk to us, we can see the chat. So anything you put in the chat, we're able to rebut that or comment on it. So thank you so much for joining. Yes, so this is Relationship Talk. Fantastic. Great to see you guys. Yes, well done. Thank you so much, Pastor Ezekiel. We're just trying, to get ourselves familiar with this sort of setting. Yes, so we are here today. We are going to be discussing this concept of self-love. What is self-love? Before I get started, can I just be real with you guys? I was having a little bit of a challenge today, wasn't I, babes?
Were you?
Yes, I was having major challenges. Major challenges. Guys, I've decided to go natural, back to my roots. So my hair is all natural, and we were running a little bit late, and it was all because of my hair. I didn't know what to do with it, guys. So if you've got any tips on how to help me look after my hair, let me know, please.
You did a good job. That's it.
It was hard work. But yeah, thank you so much. Pastor Ezekiel, please say hello to your wife and congratulations to your son for his achievement. And of course, all your children, they are very artistic. So yes, thank you so much for joining. Yeah. So any tips? Oh, thank you, Afia. Afia said she loves it. Afia, it was hard work. It took me about a good hour or so to get this done. Like, yeah, it was hard work. Yeah. All right. But yeah, he likes it. Be here again. So we're just gonna take it. We're just gonna go straight in now. Thank you so much for that light. It makes a difference. Lovely. I was just getting a call. Okay, fantastic. So let me put the question up on our screen.
When did it even get you to talk about?
Okay, you want to go?
We're talking like real issues, real solution, real talk.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
Real solution. No, you see it. It's real issues,
real solution, real talk. Okay,
right.
Good stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So it's relationship talk. Okay, so we are just going to be addressing a few issues that are, I would say, quite rampant, or you could say it's evident in every relationship that there will be conflicts, that there will be differences. And so we just want to address those issues. And today we're looking at the idea or the concept of self-love.
All right. So do you believe in self-love? Does it actually exist? Is it something that you believe in terms of its definition? Do you believe such a thing really exists? Or is it self-love or just being selfish? In fact, that's a title today, self-love or just being selfish. I think we have difference of views, and we are going to share our views as it relates to self-love or plain and simple selfishness. All right, and it's a term that we hear that is used so often out there, don't you, baby?
It is.
Yeah, love yourself and love of oneself, and love yourself before you can love others, and etc etc etc. And while we get the 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 definition as, or most of the term as to why they use it, I personally have an issue with the term, and I'm gonna express my views, and I'd love to hear your views. And honey, she has her view as well, and she will be expressing her views. And I will say to you that it may not be in the center. She may be on one side of the divide, and I'll be on the other side. But that's what relationship is all about, where we can put our differences on the table and we can have a discussion. And this is a platform for that. Relationship Talk. We want you to participate, guys, as usual, because this is that platform where we are open to your views, you're open to your opinions, right? And we welcome every form of opinion. Not only that, but we are also here to learn.
Yes.
Okay, because we are not professionals, all right? But we are here to learn from you guys. So be free to present your opinion. All right. I think that's it.
So quite recently, and I'm going to say possibly in the past 5 to 10 years, this phrase self-love has been spattered across social media platforms. Motivational speakers speak about it. Psychotherapists use it as a method to support individuals who are feeling low. And so we understand the phrase in itself. But I did some research today, and it actually said that self-love as a concept was already being written and talked about in ancient Greece. So this was over 2,000 years ago. And they talk about there are different types and concepts and that they outline. And they talk about
in fact, they say self-love was one of the 6 types of love that was out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Some has 4, some has 5, and so on. Yeah.
And this one is called philatia.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So they do have one called. It comes from philatia. Thank you so much, honey. Of course, you've got Aristotle, who they said first coined it, and they go on to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and those who have probably done some sort of studies would have known these different theorists. So it's not a recent phenomenon. It's something that has been around for a while. But I believe that some people take this concept a little bit too far. And we see a lot of people being selfish in their approach to this concept of self-love. And I don't believe that self-love is being selfish, because that's the question we're asking today. And I'd like for you to pop in the chat, okay? Is self-love selfish?
And I say, yes, it is. That's what I say. It is. So if you disagree with the bishop, who dares to disagree with bishop? If you be that one, pop it in the chat. But yeah, I to be honest with you, I do have a problem with the terminology. I have a problem with it, and if it was coined separately, we were talking earlier before we come on live on it. And that I said I rather to hear the term self-worth as opposed to self-love, because when I hear the word self-love, now maybe okay, somebody will say, well, it's going to be all semantics, but self-love, I do understand the concept of the loving one's self. I do understand that. But when I hear the term self-love, all I'm hearing is love of myself and no one else. That's all I'm hearing. Or, so it's all about me, all about. When you say self-worth, and I can understand, appreciating your worth, appreciating your value, appreciating, your potential, and also your qualities, even if you think that you don't have it. So I tend to like self-worth as opposed to self-love, because persons use this term, oh, I'm loving myself first before I can love anyone else. And so it becomes me, myself, and I, and everything is about them and not one else. And I get all of that, but I still don't get it. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying, but I do have a problem with the term, honey. I understand the concept,
Okay.
but I have a problem with it. So you need to explain to me.
Yeah. So for me, self.
Can I see the comments? Where the comments? Because it's not having my glasses today, guys. So yeah, all right, yeah, go ahead.
There we go. I think there are only some greetings. I don't think there's any question.
Okay, yeah.
There you will.
Well, I want to see chat and hear what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, so you can have a read there.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when it comes to the concept of self-love, it relates to individuals or person actually adoring oneself, appreciating oneself. It looks at the idea that we are all human beings and we're made with flaws. And so it teaches us to accept ourselves for who we are. Whatever flaws and imperfections we may think we have, we accept that, and we love ourselves for who we are. So whether we are born with any form of defect per se, whether we're born with any part of our makeup or outward appearance that we deem to be not as perfect, then we accept those things. We learn to love ourselves, appreciate who we are, before we can go on loving and appreciating someone else. So it speaks of that. But if I was to
why call it self-love? I do. Why call it self-love?
I do agree that we can argue that self-love comes across sometime as being selfish. A lot of research has shown, let me just see if I can find the definition. Let me just read self-love for you. So self-love is defined as love of self, regard for one's own happiness or advantage, has been conceptualized both as a basic human necessity and as a moral flaw.
Good. Keep on going.
Akin to vanity and selfishness.
Really? Vanity and
wait.
Okay, I think we should stop right there. Stop right there.
Okay, wait, let's read the definition, of course. Akin to vanity and selfishness, synonymous with amour propre, conceitedness, egotism, and narcissism. These are all negative social traits, and it says et al., so others. However, throughout the centuries, self-love has adopted a more positive connotation. So what they're saying is, before, the idea of self-love was associated with these negative sort of traits. Okay. But they're saying, 21st century, more positive connotation through pride in oneself, self-respect. So they're moving towards that idea of, respecting oneself, self-love, protest, the hippie era. So they're talking about this new era where everybody's, happy. The modern feminist movement, that sort of bring forth the idea of self-love as well. And it talks about the increase of mental health. And I think that is very important. And this is where a lot of psychotherapists and counselors and psychologists use this concept of self-love to support others in developing an awareness and an acceptance, an appreciation of one's self. So that's building self-worth. So that's where the concept comes from. And I do understand where you're coming from. You want to address that?
No, I think it was well addressed. Whosoever wrote this, they have my view.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're basically saying that it boils down to the motive of the individual.
Yes.
So what is the hidden motive behind the individual? Is it self-motivation? Is it self-worth? Is it, identifying, your value, your worth, yourself, so to speak, as opposed to narcissism, as opposed to arrogance, as opposed to, I am my independent individual, I don't need anyone else in my life. So I guess, you're saying that the motive. However, what I do see is that some persons, you know, they profess this self-love expression to the point where they lose themselves in the moment. So it may start out with a good motive, but somewhere along the line, you know, as if the motive shifted because they realize, okay, hey, it's all about me now, and I did this on my own. I need no one else, to help me or to do this for me because I did it all by myself. When the scripture does tells us that we need individuals, there's an expression that says no man is an island. Tanisha made a very good point. Tanisha said that the Bible says that we are to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And she said, okay, then,
the concept of self is there.
You must love yourself first before you can love your neighbor. Now, she made a very good point, but I could argue and say that the love of oneself, there could be, it could mean something different, and that is within a context. And the context in which we're talking about is not narcissism or selfishness. So yes, Tanisha, you are absolutely right in that context, right? But the self-love there has nothing to do with with narcissism, and that's where I'm coming from, because you love yourself enough that you will not hurt yourself, right? You love yourself enough that you want to see the best outcome, for you. You love yourself that much that you will not endanger yourself. Therefore, you ought to do the same to others. But then what I see today is different. Love myself so much that they don't care about others. Yeah. And that's where I'm coming from, Tanisha. So this is where I see, as you stated, that, even though the term has evolved from negative to positive, I still believe that, it's as if
people can abuse. It can be abused.
It's been abused.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, please, let me hear some more of your comments.
Crystal said, people that say I love myself first have probably loved someone else and out their self. So meaning they've loved others and appreciate others over themselves, and then they end up getting hurt, because this is another issue, isn't it? So when you talk about relationship, we do have this concept where individuals who's been in relationship before and actually given their heart and soul to this relationship, loving others, end up getting hurt. Yeah. And then it flips, and
so they made their mind, so it ain't gonna happen to me again. Yeah. I'm not gonna go down that road. I was so in love with him or her that they just abused the love and hurt me. So you know what, this time girl, boy is looking about him herself, and that will not happen to me again. Yeah, I do understand that. But again, isn't that work? Because if you look at self-worth, if you understand your worth, then you will not stoop for someone that is lower than your worth.
Okay, I agree with that, but can we just address this issue now that we have? Because growing up, I must say, I didn't see myself as being worthy. I didn't see myself as being beautiful. I don't know anyone else out there who is got the same story. I didn't see myself as being beautiful. And I think I've said this before on here. So I grew up, I have 5 sisters, everyone, 5 beautiful sisters. And I'm the darkest in complexion, darkest tone. And so I grew up, and when I went out with my sibling, my sisters would come back with hundreds of dollars. My sister, I would have said one that follows me, I won't call any name. She would come up with like $500, $600. Come on now, this was the 90s, isn't it, baby?
It was.
Yeah, it was the 1989, 1990s, coming back with 100 Jamaican dollars, a lot of money. You know, and I never got a penny, guys. I never got a penny, and I put that down to me not looking beautiful, and so I conjure up in my head this idea that I'm not beautiful enough. And so for me, I found myself in a relationship. And by the way, I had parents who absolutely loved me, but never really said, oh, Kaden, you're beautiful, you know, you're this, you're that. And, you know, they didn't tell me that. And so the first person that actually told me that they loved me, I literally went and married that individual, not fully understanding who I was as a person. I did not you know, I had no self-worth. Let's say that. I'm just going to be quite honest. I didn't know that, you know, I was beautiful. I didn't know that I was intelligent. I always saw myself as the least of the apostles. And I think that young women and young men today need to be told, or, you know, be taught this concept of loving oneself or having some sort of self-worth. Okay. I think this needs to be taught. I think we need to talk to our children about it. As you're growing up, or teenagers or adolescents, we need to be telling our children from very young age that they're beautiful, that they're intelligent, that they're smart. There's so many students who I've taught over the years who have told me that their teacher said they're no good, you know, and they hear all the negatives. Why don't we just turn this into a positive? And I really like that they've turned this concept, honey, into a more positive approach.
Yeah, but I still hold my view. I'm still adamant. I just don't not like the term. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I do not like the term. I think there there are more negatives to the term than there are positives, and for that I just don't like it. So I substitute it with self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, you know. And that's just for me. With that said, though, I do understand, and you know, the concept in its positive meaning or positive essence, but no, you know, I just have a difficult time, you know, saying it.
Okay, all right, then you can hold on to your thought. Okay. So is self-love selfish? If so, in what context?
I think we pretty much did answer that,
question. Right? Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. What can you gain from self-love? Okay. We're throwing that out there.
I want to hear from them.
Yeah.
What can you gain? Yeah.
What can you gain from self-love? Let's while you're thinking and typing.
Bless you, Apostle Curtis Barlow. And Dr. Samantha Edwards, God bless you. Tanisha, I see you here. Welcome. Crystal, Evangelist Crystal, God bless you. Restaurant of the Breach Without Borders Ministry, that is Reverend Leah Stone. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in to Relationship Talk. Troy and Lawrence, God bless you as well.
Tanisha and Crystal said I disagree. Let us know with what. Is it the term self-love is selfish?
Oh, they disagree with me, I guess.
With you, okay.
Because I challenged them and they said that they disagreed with me. All right. I still love you guys. I still love you. I mean, I share the love with everyone. I won't keep no love to myself. I'm sharing the love with you. So I still love you.
Samantha says self-love is pivotal to valuing ourselves and others.
Yeah, in that context, yeah.
Oh, good. Natasha said she was like that. Yeah, thought nothing of yourself, right, Natasha? I think it's important. I tell my kids every day that, you know, they're beautiful, that they're smart. Yeah. Let's see. Beautiful from within. Yes, Samantha. But she said, Bishop, there are many who do not love themselves.
I know that. Yeah.
Wow, let's address that.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Um, I say that on the premise of worth, because if you know your worth, then you will appreciate who you are. So I'm not saying that persons out there don't love themselves. I'm saying I feel comfortable using the term, worth, or see your value, or instead of having a low self-esteem, have a high esteem of yourself. Not to the point where it become arrogant and conceited, but this idea of love, because society, how they use the term self-love, it's almost like how the um the Chinese, what we call Taoism, right? The concept of it is, inner self and loving oneself. And I think sometimes, even us as Christians, we pick up some new age philosophies, and we intertwine them with our religious faith. And those are the little concerns I have. So I'm not so much disagreeing in the sense that I don't believe it exists. I'm more disagreeing in the sense that I do not like the term. Because of the negatives that are attached with the term, or the expression. But I do agree in loving oneself. I do agree in all of that. So I'm saying, as we identify that, it boils down to the motive, right? It really boils down to the motive. What's the motive behind it? Is the motive subjective, meaning to be conceited, and or is the motive to develop yourself so that you can impact others, or be the better version of yourself for others? If that's the objective, or if that's the motive, then fine. I hope you guys understand me, right? I throw it out there because I want you to think when you look at it, because there are persons out there who say self-love, but then self-love for them means something totally different in a negative sphere as opposed to the positive sphere. So I hope that I've made myself clear, guys. All right? If I have, please let me know. I love the lovely, lovely, lovely pastors that are on. We'll just share the info. God bless you, Pastor Griffiths.
Lovely. And so, can we just look at this, Bishop? There are many who do not love them. I know. Can we pick up on some of the pitfalls or the disadvantages of not loving oneself?
You earlier,
as it relates to relationship, it can lead you to making wrong decisions.
Well, you can be making wrong in other words, because I do believe that, let's use an example, fear. So if you do not love yourself, then you become fearful of your surroundings. What do I mean by fearful of surrounding in a relationship context? Because I do believe that we oftentimes think that fear means the fear of running, right? But I do believe that some people run from some situation where they should stay, and stay in some situation that they should run. And I do believe fear is a primary factor behind that. So fear let you stay, and fear can also let you run. You understand me? So I do understand that. But when I think about this in a relationship context, I'm thinking of someone who stays in a relationship because they really don't value themselves. So they sit down and they take the abuse, the disrespect, and for me, abuse there is in every facet, every facet, right? And if you truly value yourself, if you truly consider yourself worthy, then you should look into yourself and say, listen to me, if he or she truly values me, then they would not be treating me the way they are. Hurt. So you know what? Hey, this is a moment where I just have to take away myself from this situation. You can't love the individual so much that you are going to take the abuse, the disrespect. You're going to hurt yourself. And so, with that word in mind, you know that, listen, I cannot be treated like this. So in a case like that, I do believe, because I I know of situations where person stays in relationship because of because of this. I
No
mean,
self, yeah.
where
No
they
self love, no self worth
they value or they place a greater
become
worth
on their partner
on the other than
themselves.
themselves.
Yeah.
You understand me? And it's not about a quantitative comparisons now where you said, okay, I must value myself more than the other partner. But then at the same time, if you're putting a value on someone and that person is not reciprocating that value, then the scale is what? It's not balanced, right? So guess what? Leave. Yeah.
Lovely. Apostle Paul says many experience hurts or abuse through selfishness and don't understand how to become selfish until they heal from the hurt. But when one becomes selfish, then they're misunderstood. And you do, and I do the second and third clause there. When one becomes selfish and they're misunderstood. So we might not understand the motive and the reason for them becoming this selfish individual. Yeah. Okay. So lots of therapy and things like that to go through the healing process. Samantha says confidence to begin with.
I think she's answering the question. What can you gain from self-love? And she said confidence. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The willpower to get up and go, to know that you can do it. You become ambitious and pushes you to go out and succeed. Yeah. Nothing like that, Bishop. I respect and totally understand your view, Bishop. We are with you. Okay, great stuff. All right, should we go on to the third question and see? So, where is the God factor in self-love?
Okay, by now, guys, you're supposed to know that I'm the one who coined that question. All right. Yeah, where is the God factor in self-love? Yeah, can you guys identify and or tell us the God factor in self-love?
Can I share an experience?
Okay, go ahead. That's why we're here.
So I was really struggling, guys. 30 odd years old woman, not fully understanding who she is, understanding her value and her worth and who God has called her to be. And I was struggling. I was really, really struggling. And I remember I was praying. I was like, Lord, I really want to know you. I want to know your ways. I was at this point, living outside the will of God. And I remember praying and asking the Lord, I want to know more about you. And the only thing I heard was, the voice, but before you can know me or learn to love me, you must first love yourself. And I was like, wow, that is deep. That was deep.
You said the Lord spoke to you?
Literally.
Oh, he did.
How?
Okay, all right.
Yeah. How is it you're going to love me when you don't love yourself? So I then had to go back to reading my Bible, back to Genesis, and it says in that I was created in His image and in His likeness. Come, let us make man. And I went back to Genesis, and coupled with that challenge, it in the space of about 3 months, I remember I would pop into the garage. This is the petrol station, gas station, as you call them in America or Canada and Jamaica, and we call them the garage here. Stop into the petrol station, and a random stranger would be like, "Did you know that you're beautiful?" And on several occasions, I'd be sitting in the back of the church, and random, female, male, whoever would just come over and go, "Did you know that you're beautiful? You're a beautiful woman." And I was like, "Is it?" And I'm still questioning my value, still questioning my worth. I just didn't see myself as being beautiful. And I had to go through that process for an entire, I'd say 3 months before I actually accepted, or I'd say admitted that, you know what, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. And from that, I just started, you know, pretty much just looking at my self-worth, looking at my value, look at, you know, the mistakes that I've made, the choices that I've made, the poor choices, let's say that, poor choices and terrible mistakes as it relates to relationship, as it relates to how I see myself, even in workplaces. All right. And I start to value myself a lot more. I started to challenge myself to do a lot more. And so I think it's very important, honey, for us to actually understand our self worth, you know, love ourselves before we can actually truly love others.
So, so, so you're saying the God factor in self-love, from your experience, is
Actually loving oneself, understanding your own worth, who made you.
mm-hmm.
And once you love yourself, and it goes back even to that scripture where Tanisha put up where it says, you know, you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. The word self is there, okay? And the idea that how can you love someone else really? And another scripture that says, how can you love God who you cannot see, but don't love the man who you can
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm coming from? So it's just it's
I
God is in
understand.
all of it because He made us, right? And so this idea of loving oneself, we love oneself and appreciate oneself, then you'll be able to love your neighbor and appreciate and help others.
Okay, okay, good point. Good point, honey. Well done. Samantha says, for me, it's receiving. Dr. Edwards, for me, it's receiving and embracing how God sees me. I like that response. Jessica says, oh my, the Holy Spirit told me that too, sis. He said, I needed to spend time knowing Him, then will I learn to love myself. And Reverend Leo Stone, he commented, if more persons love themselves, they would not remain in
In
some
trouble.
relationship. And we didn't mention that early on. Now, how do I see the God factor in self-love?
Mm-hmm.
Again, because she's coming from the positive end, I'm coming from the negative end. Um, and we established that it pretty much boils down to motive, I do believe. Um, and so, you know, if self-love for some people is conceited and is rooted in arrogance, then there is no God factor in that. Guys, forgive the noise. The kids are right in front of us and they are just making us right. Forgive us, all right? Yeah, they're having their little snacks right now. All right. You want to say hi, guys? No?
Come and say hello.
Just put your head, just peep your head here. Peep your head and say hello.
Hi.
They can't see you.
Hi.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's if it's rooted in arrogance and you know those stuff, then definitely I do believe there's no God there, because if it's me, so if it's my doing,
Mm-hmm.
if it's done by my hand, my power, my work, my time, then God is not there. That's if it's on the negative scale as opposed to the positive scale.
Mm-hmm.
Then I believe that there is no God there. On the positive scale, how would I look into that as it relates to me? Pretty much mirror what you said and what Jessica and Dr. Edward said, is that because when I look at myself, when I look at this beautiful creation, all I see is God. I'm like, oh wow.
Were you always like this,
You
though?
are awesome. No, because I was ignorant and I was in
Talk to
in
us.
the world.
Share your experience.
No, but
with
you're
us.
asking me where is God factor in the self-love. So I'm looking at it. No.
Yeah.
I see God. Not God in the sense of oh, he's so great that he made this beautiful, handsome specimen. No, not that. I'm more so in the fact that God took time out to create me. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but he created me for you. Right?
Oh,
And
that's so sweet, baby.
of course. So so in something like that, we learn to appreciate. Pretty much, you said we are created in the image of God, and so when you look at yourself, you see the splitting image of your heavenly Father, and that for me, exemplifies his awesomeness and his love towards us. So yeah, I gave both sides. All right, let me hear what you guys have to say.
There is a motivational speaker, honey. He has no arms and no legs. Do you remember his name?
Oh, Lord, I don't remember his name.
He's from Australia. I remember that.
His name, yeah, I don't remember his name. He has one of them funny.
Oh, here he is.
Funny name. What's it?
Nicholas James.
Vush. So I won't even try. All right, that's yeah, that thing there.
Yeah. There are so many individuals who inspire me, and he is one of them. He inspires me to just go on and just to be, whatever I can be, because regardless of his disability, or I would say his inability, to walk, or to throw a ball, or to do certain things, he just gets up and he just lives life to the fullest. And I think there are so many able-bodied individuals who, yes, thank you so much, Jessica. There is so much able-bodied individuals who just sit, by the wayside and just allow life to just pass them by. And I think that for me is based on lack of self-love or self-appreciation.
Or self-worth.
Or self-worth, if you want to put it like that.
All
right. Can I just share with you Maya Angelou's book, I Know Why the Cage Birds Sing? We managed to study that the other day, and there is this this phrase that it caught my attention, and it resonated with me. Her uncle literally said to her that she was ugly. But because she was intelligent, he then says, your intelligence will compensate for your ugliness. Your ugliness. Yeah. And I was like, wow, and we are to be careful, what we say to our children, to our family members. I think it's very important that we teach our children self-worth. So when, others come and say things that are not true, that we do not take it and live by it, right? Yeah. So thank you so much.
Are we moving to the next question?
Jessica, yeah, we're going to move to the next question. But Jessica says, lack of self-love will have us wanting to be everyone except who God created us to be. Thank you so much.
Beautiful response, said. Jessica.
Well said. Oh, said. I think we answered that, don't you think? No, but I don't think we.
I don't think we fully answered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does self-love promotes arrogance? That's what that word promulgate means. All right. So does self-love promotes arrogance? Do you believe it does? Again, I do believe it boils down to motive,
personality as well,
and personality, definitely. Because if you have what you call an egomaniac or egotistical persona, then certainly there's going to be a level of arrogance. You understand me? And I believe people who are self-centered must not talk about self-love. No, if you're self-centered, do not talk about self-love, because that's all you do. You love yourself.
And right? No one else.
And no one else. So yes, in that case, yes, it does promote arrogance and some would say the
pride,
arrogance. Some would say the arrogance is already there if one is self-centered. But can it? I believe it can.
It does.
I believe it can.
It does.
Right, it can. If we are not
people use
careful,
it as an excuse.
Yes,
to be arrogant and yeah.
So one has to know when to pretty much rein themselves. If self-love is cemented in humility, there will be no room for arrogance. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Humility has to be the foundation.
That's what we're saying. Exactly. So yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. If you've got any responses, put them in. Does self-love truly exist, or is it an attribute to selfishness? I think
we
that
answered that, yeah.
we've answered that.
Yeah.
And okay, let's talk about outer beauty versus inner beauty. What are they? We hear people talk about outer beauty and inner beauty. What is that? Tell me, Dave. Talk
Do
to
you
me.
want me to answer that?
Yes,
Really?
please.
Because I'm gonna provoke the viewers right now. Okay, I'm sighing because I do not know how to respond. Father, give me grace, and that I may put my words together. All right. Now I understand the language, the term, the expression, inner beauty. But is inner beauty a genuine thing? What is inner beauty? Now, inner beauty has to do with the qualities that the person possesses, the characteristics rather, of the individual, right? But if outer beauty is a physical thing, then can I see how your kidney and your heart shape? Can I see how beautifully wrapped together is your intestine? Can I see all of that?
It's a metaphor, basically.
So there you go. That's the point. That's the point. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, So I'm like, I do understand language. Don't get me wrong, So basically, when you say inner beauty, you're talking about the person's quality, the person's persona,
personality traits.
The Indians would say aura, stuff like those. So that's for me is the difference. Now, what you should ask is, in a relationship, does outer beauty and or inner beauty necessary?
Both are, I would say.
Why? Let's ask. Why? Are they? Are they necessary?
Let's see the comments.
Would you be in a relationship with someone who is outwardly beautiful but inwardly ugly, or someone who is outwardly not appeasing to your eye, right, in terms of what you're looking for, but has and possess the sweetest quality? This is relationship talk. We talk about real issues, right? And we have the real talk, right? And we try to give real solution. So we're gonna ask a tough question. What matters to you the most? Outer beauty or inner beauty, or both? Right? Would you discard someone that you're looking, say, for example, you're looking for someone who's tall, dark, and handsome, and then the person is short, amen, not too dark, you understand me, and not the handsome that you think, but possess the nice, beautiful, elegant qualities on the inside? Would you, consider that person your husband or your wife? What say you? Let me hear. Chime in. Give your comment. Right. So Dr. Edwards said that I love a balance, Bishop. Right. So a balance. Okay. So a balance of both outward and inward. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. I can work with that.
So she says outer beauty should be secondary. But not unimportant.
But not unimportant. So, in other words, Jessica, you're looking for inner beauty first.
It takes
so you're attracted to inner beauty first, and outer beauty second. All right then. All right. Cool. Could work with that.
How many times, as individuals, you've seen couples and there's a mismatch as it relates to personal weight or personal
oh, you're talking
opinion?
Yeah.
Based on our personal opinion, you might see a couple and there's a mismatch and you're like, how did he end up with her? How did she end up with him?
Because
There's a mismatch.
I don't think it's a mismatch. I just think that society, right, has given us a stereotypical definition of what a couple ought to look like.
So,
You know,
so what
and I
do we
don't
look
like
like? I don't know.
Hmm?
What do we look like? What's the stereotypical?
No, but as I'm saying, there's no listen. Love, love between a man and a woman, and I put it in context, right? A man and a woman. There shouldn't be anything about whether the person is tall, dark, or whether the person is handsome or beautiful. I just believe if you genuinely love the person, regardless of height, regardless of weight, regardless of if him yai big, him lip bigger, him nose broad, or or hair, she doesn't have any hair, or she has skinny legs. I just don't think it matters, to be honest.
But don't these things matter to you, Bishop?
Yes, but they're not priority. No, I'm the same. I'm the same. Society paint this image of what beauty is. They give this definition of beauty. But what if the person, no, like Jessica, I am one who I tend to go for the inner beauty, right? Because I can live with that. I don't want to be shallow. There's this movie that called Shallow Hal. I believe you remember that movie Shallow Hal. So he's literally a shallow guy. So he has this stereotypical view of what beauty is, and so he met this guy had some strange power, and so he was able to see people for their true beauty. And so he saw this lady, and in his eyes she was the most stunning, most beautiful, appealing woman he has ever seen, not realizing that he was only seeing her inner beauty and not her outer beauty. When he realized as to who she was, right, she wasn't the beauty that he defined in his head, right? And he eventually fell in love with her because he realized that he wasn't in love with the physique, he was in love with the personality. And a lot of persons that he saw that looked beautiful in his eyes, when he saw them for who they were, they were some very, they didn't look too well at all, right? And for me, I do believe, that's how some people look. You understand me? They look well on the outside, but on the inside, dead man bones. I'm quoting scriptures now. Look good on the outside, but on the inside, the Bible says dead man bones. And a cup of sauce that look good on the outside, but on the inside is filled with extortions. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Now, there's something that I really want to talk about. Self-love is normally misunderstood, and instead people will see some level of arrogance, and we say narcissism.
That's it, right?
Can you explain to us, before we go into this whole discussion of narcissism, can you explain the sort of traits, the meaning, definition of narcissism, and the sort of traits that are associated with that?
I'm no psychologist. Maybe a psychologist needs to explain. But my understanding of narcissism is a composite of everything that is selfish. They are controlling, manipulative, they deviant. Yes, they do not apologize. They
find it very difficult to apologize, and they're never wrong.
Yeah, in fact, they are the type of people that they would commit the wrong, and then
blame it on you,
and then let you feel guilty for making them committing the wrong. And call it that a confession. When you're done, as if, oh, you didn't confess, you blame me for everything. They
Wow.
see themselves.
Wow, listen to the definition, guys. You will learn a lot.
They only see themselves, and if you're married or in a relationship, it's always about themselves. It's never about the team. It's not about the part. It's not about the relationship. It's
me.
Individual. It's about me. Me. There's a little talk that some of you women, not you here now, but I'm talking
women in general,
out there now, that I have heard. You know, that, you know, and I believe that, you know, as a man, right, that, you know, is a thought that I don't think men feel comfortable with it. When because I've heard it said, you know, women say to the man, your money is our money, but my money is my money. No, listen me. That now work with me. You know, that now work with me, because me no understand outcomes. My money become our money, but your money become your money. If we are a team, you tell me that, right? My antennas is gonna start go beep 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 narcissist beep 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 narcissist, and I'm gonna cut. I don't really like that and stuff like those for me, because we're supposed to build each other. We're supposed to look out for each other. So if you're only taking from me but you are not imparting in me, then, you know, it's definitely. But the whole for me, the root of narcissism is really control, and they try to bring fear, you know, and dominance, you know, over others, and so. Yeah,
listen, guys, and ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a relationship or have any sort of friendship, and you are identifying, or from the list that we've just given, it's not concise, by the way, you've identified some of these traits, I would suggest you read up more on narcissistic tendencies and traits and things like that. I'm just going to quickly read just a little excerpt or extract here. In addition to questioning whether self-love is really necessary, another big barrier to self-love is the belief that it's narcissistic or selfish. When psychologists and therapists encourage self-love, they aren't talking about putting yourself on a pedestal above everyone else. That's not the case. Narcissists believe they're better than others and won't acknowledge or take responsibility for their mistakes and flaws. They also seek extraneous amount of external validation and recognition, and they thrive on that. Narcissists also lack empathy for others. They can't understand how others would feel. They just think about themselves, and therefore they're not empathetic nor sympathetic. Self-love, on the other hand, isn't about showing off how great you are. People who love themselves in a healthy way, and this is, we're talking about healthy, the positive way, know that they are flawed and make mistakes, and they accept and care about themselves despite their imperfections. Self-love doesn't prevent you from caring about others. It simply means you can give yourself the same kindness that you give to others. And a lot of us forget to do that. A lot of us, we give out of our needs, give everything we've got. And some of the time we forget to love ourselves or to be kind to ourselves, or even to treat ourselves. And that's why I endorse the concept of self-love. And if you want to put it like that, self-worth. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so we have a little game we're gonna play, guys. A little game.
Is the other question?
Yeah, I think that's all of it. Yeah, that's 6. Yeah, that's all the questions. That's where we are. Oh, where are they?
What?
And the questions.
For the game? The
quiz?
Quiz?
I don't know where they are.
You don't have it? Go down. There's more down.
Yeah, they should be here, but for some strange reason. Oh, there they are. Is that it? No,
No.
not there. Oh, there they are. No, that's not it.
No, that's not it.
I don't know where the questions are, guys. Let's see if we can find them.
Down.
You should have them. Look at WhatsApp. I sent them to you earlier.
Yes, question.
That's them?
Oh, is that it?
No,
No, that's not it.
Yeah. This is rather weird. It's just disappeared. Oh no, I think it's at the wrong place.
I told you.
Yeah, we got them. Don't worry, we're getting there. I think. No, episode 5, episode 6. Okay, here we go. Got a question. Okay. What? And I want you to pop them in the chat. So, what is your most embarrassing moment? What was your most embarrassing moment, baby?
What
I got to think about this.
is my most embarrassing? Okay, so my most embarrassing moment, I
have so many.
I think I was about 12 years old at the time, and I had to go by my uncle-in-law's home.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, he was not there.
Mm-hmm.
His nieces were there.
Mm-hmm.
They were about in my same age.
Mm-hmm. Close. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so being the insecure young man that I was, I felt quite uncomfortable around them because I'm like, okay, I don't know how to communicate with them. I was so shy. I couldn't muster up a conversation with them. I noticed that they kept running back and forth from the kitchen to the living room where I was sitting, giggling and going back. So I just kind of shrunk in my shell, and I felt like, okay, they're laughing at me. When you have this moment where, you think that everyone is laughing at you. And so, I sunk in my shell, and one of them came out to me, trying, I guess she was trying to be, nice to me and let me feel comfortable. So she asked me if I needed an orange. And so, because I saw they were laughing at me, so I want to be.
Where is this going? I haven't heard this one before, guys.
I want to be macho now, so I'm like, oh yeah, I need an orange. And so she was no more than my age, same age. So she offered to peel the orange for me. Now, me being insecure, I'm like, why would you want to peel my orange? I can peel my own orange. If you can peel it, then I can peel it. No, I've never peeled an orange before, right? So I'm like, no, I peel my orange. So I took the knife. I don't know what possessed me to tell myself that I could peel the orange. Guys, listen to me. When I finished with that orange, there was no orange left, right? And guess what? They stood right there and they laughed. Giggled? No, they pop up. They laughed me. And while laughing, tears run down my eyes, and I'm still peeling the orange and I'm cutting up the orange because I was determined. And then I just took that thing and just put it in my mouth once because nothing was left. And they giggled, they laughed, they pop up, they roll. And that was my most embarrassing moment. And so I learned a lesson that when I go to anywhere else, amen, until I learn to peel orange, no, thank you. You can peel it for me. Or the answer is no. That was an embarrassing moment. Yeah.
Wow. I've got so many, but I can't even put my finger on one. Like they're just like endless. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I have one. Well, that's not really the most embarrassing, is it? Yeah, when my 6-year-old had to almost fight for me. Yeah. That would be the most embarrassing one. There were so many.
Sasha said she's felt in the middle of half a tree right in front of everyone. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. I'm pretty sure Hannah would have a lot of those to tell us about.
Oh yes, she does, yeah.
If she was here.
What's your most embarrassing moment?
I can't put my finger on it. I can't.
Well, with that embarrassing, you just erase it from your mind, right?
Yeah. But I can share one with you. It was very embarrassing. So I was walking in Croydon, which is a shopping centre, with my daughter. She was only 6 years old. And while I was walking in my heels, of course, everybody knows Katie in her heels, and my heel got stuck in a one of the bricks. So as I was stepping now, and the heel stuck in the brick, I came out and I was on the floor. I stepped on the ground. It was freezing cold, guys. And two young persons were walking along and started laughing, and there I was, embarrassed. But I had my daughter to back me up. She was like, "Why are you laughing at my mom? Why are you laughing at my mom?" She was only like 6.
That's right, Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had many more. When it comes to mine, I'll let you know. Anyone else? Any other embarrassing moments? No, nobody's got any embarrassing moments that they want to share with
They don't
us.
want to share with us.
Okay, all right then. Okay, the next one is, what is something you did as a child your parents don't know about?
Why you think that they want the parents to know now?
It's time to confess. Confession is good for the soul. So what is something you did as a child? What did you do as a child that your parents doesn't have a clue? They're about to find out now, by the way. Should I go? Okay.
Okay. Confession.
So I was coming home from school. So my parents were very strict. You go to school finished 3:30. It's 3:30, isn't it? School finish. It's 3:30 or 2:30?
2:30.
2:30. We had extra lessons from 2:30 to 3:30, and Mom and Dad said we should get home by 4:30. So one evening we were walking home. We were told to come straight home, and we used to stop at different houses, pick mangoes, plums, you name it. But there was one particular evening we were coming home, and there was this tree loaded with cherry, guys. And so as we were walking home, I said to a friend, I said to a gentleman who was outside the house washing his car, so can we get some of your cherry? And he was like, yeah, you can go and get some cherries. And so we all went in, and one of I wouldn't even say my friend, I don't even remember his name, but we were there, and he decided to run a joke and to say that there were some dogs coming. And knowing me, I'm scared of dogs. I was running. But instead of running all the way around, I jumped over the barbed wire and ripped my legs. I still have the scar on my leg. And up until this day, my mom and dad doesn't know that I've got that scar. But I would get some beating on top of it. Yeah. So there you go, Mom. I disobeyed.
So you disobeyed. Wow.
Mom and Dad. Yeah.
All right. So for me, I just, what thing I did as a child that my parents don't know about?
Something that's devious.
You
were a good boy?
No, I was. Nah, trust me, I wasn't. But I can't pinpoint anything right now. I can't pinpoint anything. See,
okay.
They're not going to answer this, and trust me, they're not going to answer. I'm telling you, they are not going to answer anything.
What do you think we're going to go? What do you think is the dumbest thing you've ever done?
The dumbest thing I've
done so many.
Ever done?
Rubbish.
What is the dumbest thing I've ever done? The dumbest thing I have ever done. The dumbest thing I think the dumbest thing I've ever done is in primary school.
What was that?
Yeah. I had a fight.
You fought, babe?
Yeah, I had a fight the previous day.
You could fight?
What? Yeah, man, I had a fight the previous day. And this dude, he was, and guys, we're not promoting these things,
violence.
Okay? But in primary school, I had a fight with this young man. And I came out as the winner. And primary school children, they always cheer you up.
Yeah, wile you up when you fight and you win.
Yeah. And because I won. So now I got lifted like Hail Caesar.
They lifted you.
Because the young man, in their eyes, he deserved it. And so now I am the king of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And so I allow that to get to my head, and I picked a fight with someone else the next day, and he collared me. So that's the dumbest thing I think I can remember.
That's not really dumb now.
Yes, but I picked a fight with someone. It was dumb.
Okay.
And I lost.
All right. I can't remember. I've done so many dumb stuff. They're very personal or boils down to sort of relationship choices and things like that. I'd rather not go into it.
All right, let's move
It's
on.
too personal. Is there a silly accomplishment you've made that you're secretly proud of?
I don't understand the question.
So in your eyes, it's really silly, but you're like, yeah,
Is there a silly accomplishment you have made that you are secretly proud of? I don't know.
Anyone?
I don't think any of my accomplishments are silly.
Just something that you never set out to really do, but you know it turned out good, and you're like, yeah, oh god, I did it. It was all right. Nothing.
No.
Okay.
Because trust me, if I think it is silly, I would not do it.
But you didn't know that it was silly in the first place.
Why?
You just did it, and you're like, oh my goodness, that was so. Well, that could be.
Yeah, but your definition is that if they're silly accomplishments.
Okay, all right. Let's go on to the next question. These questions aren't really working out.
They're not working at all. Where do you get them from? Who gave you this? They are.
I just grabbed them.
They are silly.
Today.
They are silly. You should have.
What's
you should
the most-
revise them.
Okay. No, we're not going to ask that. Nobody's going to answer that one.
I don't think.
What about number 5? What's the silly habit you have now that you don't tell a lot of people about?
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. So what silly habit you have now that you have not told
a lot of people
or anyone about it?
Have you got a habit that you haven't told me about? What is that?
No. I don't think I have a habit I haven't told you about. You know my habits. Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
But it says a lot of people. So only you may know, but a lot of people.
Not many.
Right. So one of my would I call it a habit? Yeah. So if I'm tired and I'm in bed and I want to sleep, I literally shake my legs. More so one leg. I shake my leg till I fall asleep.
It's annoying.
So maybe when I was a baby, I got a lot of shaking. Mom, if you're on, please, you need to let me know. Why do I shake my legs all the time? I remember when I was growing up, I used to hum myself to sleep.
What?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I used to hum myself to sleep. But now I literally shake my leg. She doesn't like it because the bed is just like an earthquake. And, but listen to me.
And I can't go to sleep, guys.
But I have to shake my leg in order to go to sleep.
God,
so guys, don't
annoying.
invite me for a sleepover because I am going to shake my leg until I fall asleep. Right, and it can be either one of the legs. I don't usually do both of them at the same time, but it's either. Yeah.
Is there any habits I've got? I don't know.
Oh yeah, she has one habit that annoys me.
What's that?
Right, and funny enough, it's also a leg thing too. Right.
Oh God, yeah.
She likes to throw her legs on me. Now, guys, we have a big bed, right, and a habit of mine is that I sleep at the corner, the end.
Is right at the edge, guys.
That's how I sleep. I sleep at the edge.
Right there.
So she has 90% of the bed to her horn, and she find my side just to throw her legs on me. Not just one, right? Both legs, right, on me. And
I do it to anyone, even my kids.
And it's comforting for her. All right, it's comforting. It doesn't really annoy me, but
He's okay with it.
I'm okay with it. But the fact that she leave her entire space, and just to, and just, yeah. So she doesn't like me shaking. She doesn't like me shaking my leg, right? But she wants to throw her legs on me.
Wow. So let's see. Anyone? Nothing else. I think.
I can't fall asleep with my cover, says Jessica. I can't sleep with my legs stretched out I bent my knees while sleeping, says Samantha. Yeah, some people sleep in what you call the fetus position. Yeah, the silliest thing I did was what hide under the bed when my uncle came from England that I heard a British accent for the first time.
What else?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's a funny one. I love that one. Is there anything else that's there?
I don't think there's no, yeah. That's it.
Oh, what's it? I can't sleep with my legs stretched out.
Yeah, that's what um Dr. Edwards
Oh,
said.
is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but some people can't curl like in the feet.
Literally, like,
Yeah, people,
wow.
yeah.
I see babies do that, but not.
No, yeah,
not
you have that's one of several sleeping positions that people do, and they did some
surveys and
survey on it and do some we call studies to determine the personality and the type of person that the individual are based upon how their sleeping position.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's her name? Jessica says I can't sleep without cover. That's me as well. My feet has to be covered, by the way. Yeah, I have to have cover on me. Yeah, Troyan says make that funny sounds when drinking a hot cup of tea.
Listen, if you don't slurp the tea, the tea
no, baby,
it's like listen me, you know, and soup. Not just tea alone, trying, but tea and soup. Tea and soup. You know, got to because it cools it.
No, babe,
no. It's. I mean, if you go to a decor posh restaurant, you know, and you want to look all elegant, you know, you gotta scoop it and, you know. But I don't mind. I don't mind slurping. I enjoy
it's
it.
Annoying. I think it's one of my pet peeves. Like, yeah, it's on the list.
But when you go up in Jamaica, we drink soup on Saturdays, right? That's how we do it. And then
it's not. It's
listen, me. When back in the days, right? Cause all right. So I'm Kingstonian, but mom can attest to this. We go to country, right? And back in the days when auntie or your grandparents, right, looking after tea. Now because back then time there, you know, them used to, you remember they used to throw from one cup to another, yeah. And even then, you know, sometimes in the back of your mind, especially hot chocolate. Oh my goodness! That so one, you have to sip it. So it becomes a part of me even today.
Promise me you're gonna break it.
And it's let me tell you why I slurp. Unlike her, she drinks her tea warm, which is the right way to drink it, by the way, according to the Chinese. So she drink it warm, but I cannot drink my tea warm.
He drinks it boiling.
I have to drink it boiling hot. I have to feel that heat going down my stomach. And yeah, it may not be healthy, but that's what I feel. So that's why I slur. Okay, no, it may not be a good excuse, but you know, at least you know the reason why I do it. Yeah.
Dr. Edwards says annoying. Thank you so much. So you know what to put up with, guys.
Now I know what to do.
Okay, good stuff. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? We're about to wrap up now. This is going to be one of our shortest programs.
Yeah. But we can give them a teaser for what's coming next.
Okay. We should be having a guest.
A guest next month.
Yeah, guest couple.
A couple.
Yeah.
You want to bring on a couple, or is it the coach? Or something?
Oh, we've got a couple, and we've got planned for a coach. So whenever the coach is available, we'll just come live.
All right. Yeah. So we got a couple and a coach.
Yeah. So we've got a relationship coach who's going to be coming on at some point, but we do have a guest couple coming on next month.
I'll be there.
And I'll be there, and they are going to entertain us as well. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, one of the
It mean
guests. One of the guests is an
when you say
artist.
entertaining, mean they're gonna be singing to us?
Singing,
Oh,
yay.
is it ballad or is it
It's
reggae?
more
Is it
gospel reggae.
it's gospel reggae?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna be like one of them. All right, looking forward to that. All right, cool. Okay, guys. So final evaluation as it relates to self love. Um, for me, it still boils down to motive. I am still sticking to my view. I do not like the term. To be honest, I do not like the term. I do understand the term, and and Honey pretty much point out the definitions earlier, but I just don't like it because of how society have pretty much, the majority of society have somewhat, thwarted to be to something quite negative. But even then, I do understand that those who see it and appreciate it for what it truly is on the positive end, then kudos to them and those who who express self-love in its purest form. All right, I would still rather self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, stuff like those. But yeah, I do understand. Yeah.
Okay, so the concept, the self love has been on a journey, and over the past 10 years and more so in the pandemic, self love has been taught. Um, I think it was last month I had a psychotherapist who came in and spoke to some of my students who are going to be taking their exams. And was actually talking about the concept of self love. And a lot of our students, a lot of our children now are suffering from mental health, lots of mental health problems. And some of it stems from um, not understanding oneself or one's self worth. And therefore they're tackling this plague, I would call it, mental health, with this concept of self love. So, with that in mind, I would support the concept, but more geared towards, and I agree with Hobby that I would more use the term understanding oneself or self worth, having self worth going forward. So yeah, love yourself. That's what I would say. Um, Appreciate yourself, spoil yourself sometimes, because I know, as for me, I always think about my children, my family, my husband, my parents. I always think about my friends, what I can do for them, that sort of thing, and forget about me. So I'd be working, I don't really take time out for myself. And so I'm just going to encourage you today to just take some time out, pamper yourself, take yourself out on a weekend break, on a spa, on a retreat. Look after yourself, appreciate who you are, regardless of your flaws and your imperfections, and just accept who you are and just be yourself, love yourself. Thank you so much.
Right. That's it for this episode of Relationship Talk, where we discuss real
Real
issues
issues,
and give
real
real solutions
solution,
with our
real
real talk.
talk.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us today. We appreciate your presence, your time. We know that today is a weekend, and many of you perhaps are just heading home. Some of you are still tired, and you took time out your busy schedule just to be with us and be appreciated. And we believe that, you know, it's a sacrifice, all right, for some of you. So thank you so much. Now, next thing we're going to ask you to do is please, we want you to share this message. We want you to share the link. We are on YouTube, the Weatherbirds, right? It's Relationship Talk on YouTube, so you can always go and find us. Please, we're gonna ask you to subscribe with the channel. You know,
Yes.
like, share, and all of those stuff that comes with the whole YouTube social mechanics. Okay, and for those who are here on Facebook, please, also share this message. It's not about the likes and the loves for us, so to speak, but it's more so the sending the message out
What
there.
they can learn.
We want to send positive message, and as the name of the show speaks, it's about relationship and where we can be real and authentic about stuff that maybe the church taboos, and stuff that people question, people will ask, but well, they're afraid to ask, and they say, right. And if they do ask, they ask among themselves. So we want to ask the tough questions out there. We want to deal with the real issue. Let's be real. Marriage is deteriorating, and we want to see how much we can send the message out there and let people know that, hey, marriage can work. Now, there are some that we know, because of the hardness of the heart of individuals, it compromises. But I do believe that it can work. I do believe that we can have a happy relationship otherwise. And even though it's called relationship, it's not limited to marriage, because we also engage our singles out there, how
Divorcees.
to cope. Divorcees,
Widows.
and widower. You understand me? And those who have remarried. You understand me? We tackle those issues. All right, I want to deal with those issues out there. So, guys, if you have any suggestions or any topic that you want us to discuss on and to be real and authentic about it, because neither one of us, we are fearful, of really dealing with the issues out there, because we believe that it need to be talked, it need to be addressed, and we are here to handle it. Okay, so do all that for us, please, and just let the Wedderburns, get out there and get people just coming on board. And the intention, as I said, is really to impact and to just let not out there, and let people know that there are people like us out there who hears a cry and want to offer real solution, to their real issues.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Lovely. So we've come to the end. Thank you so much. And we just subscribe so you know when we're coming on next. We like to be spontaneous.
All right.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Dr. Edwards. God bless you. And thanks for those who made it on. I did say it already, but I'm going to call her name. Jessica, Troyan, who was it? Sasha, God bless you. I see Judith just coming on now. God bless you, Judith. Tashai, God bless you, Tashai. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want to call your name because you're special, all right? We're going to call you Tikima. God bless you, Kima. Hey, Kima, you're coming on late, girl.
No, she came in. She was there earlier.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. God bless you. Well, usually Kima will be flooding the comment section.
Yeah.
Reverend Stone, God bless you. Afia, God bless you. Courteous, my brother, if you're still there, God bless you, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Natasha Evangelist Johnson, God bless you. Tanisha, as always, very supportive. We appreciate you. God bless you. My Georgian friend, Evangelist Crystal Pocket, God bless you. Thank you so much for being a part of us. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. Reverend Ezekiel Thompson was also a part of us. All right, guys.
There were some others on YouTube as well.
But there were others on YouTube.
Yeah.
Have you?
It's okay, because I think that is Shamik.
Oh, Shamik on YouTube. All right, then. God bless you, Shamik. Okay.
Brilliant.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all.